Oklahoma, 1921. The richest people on Earth lived here. The Osage Nation sat on a sea of black gold. They wore diamonds. They drove Cadillacs. They hired servants. But someone was hunting them quietly, patiently, one by one. Anna Brown was found dead in a ravine. May 1921. Shot once, back of the head. No witnesses, no answers. Her sister Molly fell to the floor and could not speak. The sheriff opened no real investigation. Nobody pushed him. In Osage County, white men decided what mattered. The paper gave it 6 lines. Oil companies got the front page. The Osage knew Anna was not the first to die. And they feared she would not be the last. This is the story of the darkest conspiracy in American history. Built by the most trusted man in Osage County. It would take America's brand new federal agency to expose it. Decades earlier, the Osage were pushed onto worthless rocky land. Land nobody else wanted, too rocky to farm. Then in 1897, drillers struck oil. Massive oil. By law, every oil dollar belonged to the Osage people equally. Overnight, the Osage became the wealthiest people per capita on Earth. Each headwright paid out a fortune, every single quarter. And across America, white settlers watched with growing resentment. Local newspapers asked a chilling question out loud.
No mistakes.
Why should Indians be richer than white men? Washington had an answer, a cruel one. Congress declared many Osage adults legally incompetent to manage money. Each was assigned a white guardian to control their fortune. Local businessmen lined up to become guardians overnight. It was quite literally more profitable than owning oil wells. Some guardians stole quietly. Receipts, padded bills, fake expenses. Others did not need to be quiet at all. Because the law that was meant to protect them betrayed them instead. And some men found an easier way in: marriage. Love sometimes. Inheritance, always in the back of the mind. Molly Burkhart believed her husband Ernest loved her completely. She did not know who truly controlled him from the shadows. His uncle, William Hale, the most powerful man in the county. Hale understood one truth better than anyone: money follows blood. Head rights could not be sold, but they could be inherited. And one by one, the names on his map began to disappear. Between 1921 and 1926, at least 24 Osage were murdered. The Osage called it the Reign of Terror. Funerals came so often, churches had no time to grieve. Men stopped going out after dark. Women kept their children close. They locked their doors and trusted almost nobody. Henry Roan was found alone in his car, shot once. Police called it suicide. Henry Roan had no gun. He had borrowed money from William Hale to survive. Hale had secretly taken out a life insurance policy on Roan. When Roan died, Hale collected $25,000. Then came the night that changed everything. March 10th, 1923. Rita and Bill Smith's home was blown apart while they slept inside. Rita died instantly. Bill Smith died days later in agony. Rita was Molly's sister. Her family was being erased. The Osage community met and decided they needed outside help. They wrote letters to the government, to the president, to anyone. For months, Washington did not respond. Private investigators were hired. Several vanished or turned up dead. Anyone who looked too closely disappeared. Molly herself was growing dangerously ill. Nobody knew why. Doctors said her nervous system was failing. They had no diagnosis. Someone close to her was administering slow poison daily. The man she trusted most held the power to kill her. By 1923, Hale's plan had been running for over 2 years. Fairfax was growing quieter. The Osage were dying into silence. The Osage graveyard grew. The murderers attended the funerals. Hale stood at gravesides. He wept. He was beloved by all. He comforted the very families he was destroying. Hale used hired men, cousins, drifters, people he owned. One of Hale's men later confessed. He had pulled the trigger himself. Some Osage families fled Oklahoma entirely, left everything behind. Those who stayed lived in fear of what the morning would bring. The Osage Nation had tried everything. Nobody powerful enough had listened. One final letter reached Washington. One man decided to act. His name was Tom White, and he was coming to Osage County. Everyone in Osage County knew William Hale. Everyone loved him.
We're with you.
He attended church every Sunday. He donated generously to the poor. He ran the biggest cattle ranch in Osage County. The Osage called him Uncle Bill. He called them his people. Ernest Burkhart was Hale's nephew, and his most useful tool. Ernest was weak. Hale knew exactly how to use that weakness. He fed Ernest money, whiskey, and instructions, in that order. Ernest left the house on nights Hale told him to leave. Hale planned every killing the way a businessman plans a deal.
You can trust me.
He hired men no one would believe and no one would miss. Local law enforcement answered to Hale, quietly, completely. The county judge had been photographed with Hale at every public event. He had spent 20 years building a web no one could see. Privately, Hale was running a murder operation for inheritance money. Ernest collected the poison from the local pharmacist regularly. He nursed her. He poisoned her. He told her he loved her. She had no idea the medicine itself was killing her. Hale's orders always passed through at least 2 people. Always. Not all the targets were killed immediately. Some were watched first. He tracked every death like an investment in a ledger.
Good to see you, son.
He socialized with his targets.
too, Hale.
He befriended them. He
Let's
smiled
walk a
at
bit.
them. The more people died, the more money Hale gave to the community. Some Osage began sending letters out of state, afraid of local mail. Hale had eyes in every corner of Osage County. Everyone. By 1923, Hale believed no one would ever touch him. The people he targeted had no idea it was him. But the walls of his careful empire were beginning to crack. One of Hale's hired killers was beginning to crack under the guilt.
There's always a choice.
Guilt works slowly, but it works. It always works. Ernest Burkhart was cracking too. He loved Molly. He feared Hale. Ernest knew everything, and he was running out of reasons to stay silent. Uncle Bill kept performing, but his time was almost finished. Federal agents were already on their way to Osage County. Tom White assembled his team in secret. No one in Oklahoma would know. William Hale sat on his porch and watched his sunset, his last one free. Tom White arrived in Fairfax alone. No badge, no uniform, no title. He entered as a cattle buyer. No one suspected anything. His agents worked as insurance men, oil workers, and merchants. They were trained to never be seen working together in public. The Osage did not trust outsiders. White had to earn that slowly. White built his case name by name, connection by connection. One by one, Osage witnesses finally began to speak, quietly and carefully.
I remember those days so clearly.
Talking
it was
could
a
get them
different
killed.
time.
The picture was becoming clear, and it pointed toward one man. Federal doctors examined Molly. The diagnosis was immediate and chilling. Lead poisoning, administered slowly over months through her medicine. White now knew Molly was being poisoned inside her own home. White pulled Molly out of her home and had her treated in secret. Away from Ernest, away from Hale, her body began to recover. Ernest realized Molly had been moved. He knew what that meant. White got Morrison alone and waited. White was very good at waiting. Morrison broke. He told White everything he had done. Morrison's confession named Hale as the architect of everything. White brought the evidence to Washington. The case was airtight. A federal arrest warrant was issued for William King Hale. White drove to Hale's ranch at dawn. No drama, just the law. Hale saw them coming. He recognized what it meant. He did not run. White did not come for revenge. He came for the truth. William Hale said nothing. There was nothing left to say. Ernest Burkhart agreed to cooperate. He told them about the poison. He told them about Hale, about the plan, about every name.
This is more complicated than we thought.
Someone had to tell Molly the truth about her husband. Molly Burkhart had survived. Barely. Against every intention of those around her. Federal agents searched Hale's property and found the evidence. The ledger contained names, dates, and payments for each death. Fairfax learned the truth about its most beloved citizen. William Hale sat in a jail cell for the first time in his life.
Have to help me.
Tom White had done what no one else in Oklahoma would do.
We are here to discuss the
The Osage Nation was told the men responsible had been arrested. Molly Burkhart stood in the evening air and breathed. She had survived. The trial of William Hale began in a packed federal courthouse, 1926.
My fellow citizens, we gather here today
Every
to affirm
seat
our
was
shared
filled.
commitment to the
The
principles
whole
of justice,
country was
liberty, and
watching.
pursuit of happiness.
Hale entered
Gentlemen,
court
we
in his
must address
finest
this
suit.
The implications are
Composed,
far-reaching.
almost
Let us
bored.
proceed. This
The
chart outlines
prosecution
our
laid
new
out Hale's
organizational
plan,
structure. At the top, we have the
inheritance
executive
through
committee.
systematic
Below
murder.
them are the departments. I have given this matter
Ernest
considerable
Burkhart
thought,
took the witness
and I
stand
believe
against his
my
own
position
uncle.
is clear.
Gentlemen, we gather to
The
address
courtroom went
pressing matters
silent.
before us.
Every
Let us
person held
proceed
their
with
breath.
diligence and integrity.
Ernest described every detail. The poison, the instructions, the names. Hale did not flinch, but his knuckles turned white at the table. Morrison confirmed every detail of Ernest's testimony. On the record, Hale's own
Your
ledger
Honors,
was read
the records
aloud.
are clear.
Names,
As documented here, the
dates,
transaction is
dollar
invalid.
amounts,
I submit this
deaths.
as evidence.
The public heard, for the first time, the full scope of the murders. This time, the Osage story made the front page. Every paper. Hale's defense attacked Ernest's credibility. Ernest did not waver. Molly Burkhart sat in the gallery. She watched the man who ordered her death. The jury returned after deliberating. Hale finally turned to look at them. Guilty.
Your Honor, this
The word
document
fell over the
proves it.
courtroom like
Let
a
me see
stone
it.
into still
Of course,
water.
Your Honor.
Hale's
must address
composure
this
held for
issue
one
immediately.
breath after the
The
verdict.
consequences are too
Then
great.
it cracked. In the gallery, the Osage wept. Quietly, after years of silence. Outside the courthouse, the verdict spread through America within hours. In Fairfax, the verdict brought silence, a town confronting its own reflection. Tom White stood outside the courthouse alone. The case was finally closed. The Osage Nation received the verdict, not with celebration, with exhaustion. But verdicts do not bring back the dead. The graves remain. 24 Osage confirmed dead. The real number was never fully known. William Hale was sentenced to life in prison. He walked in and did not look back. Ernest received a reduced sentence for his cooperation. He served years. The old sheriff was removed. New law arrived in Osage County. Fairfax went on, as towns do, with all that it had permitted and all it had lost. Molly Burkhart rebuilt her life, slowly and entirely on her own terms. The land was still here. It had outlasted everyone who tried to take it. Hale
Your Honor, the
appealed his
evidence clearly
conviction,
shows negligence.
then appealed
Counsel, be
again.
specific. Which clause?
And
Section 4,
again.
Your Honor. Precisely.
His attorneys filed motion after motion, delay after delay. While his lawyers fought, Hale sat in his federal cell. The man who ran Osage County now had a cell 8 feet wide. The graves of the murdered stayed unmarked in the public memory for decades. Molly Burkhart lived another decade. She never fully recovered her health. Molly Burkhart died in 1937. She was 50 years old. In 1947, after 21 years, William Hale was granted parole. Hale walked free. An old man, he went to Arizona and died there quietly. Fairfax moved on, but the murders were never fully investigated, never fully counted. For decades, the full truth remained buried in archives almost no one read. The Osage Nation never forgot. It kept its memory alive through generations. In 2017, journalist David Gran published the full story. America finally read it. Today, the Osage Nation maintains its own museum, its own memory, its own voice. Their culture survived what was designed to destroy them. The oil never ran out. The Osage still receive headright payments today. The headright system created in 1906 still exists, more than a century later. The Osage Nation is a sovereign nation. It governs its own lands today. The names of the murdered are remembered now. They will not be crossed out again. Their families still tend the graves. Every year, every generation. The Osage still dance. The ceremonies continue. The people endure. Every spring, the flower moon rises over Oklahoma. As it always has, it saw everything. The killings, the trials, the survival, the memory. The Osage Nation counts more than 20,000 members today. They were the Osage Nation. They are the Osage Nation. They remain.